Paano ka magkakaroon ng 50,000 pesos na passive income mula sa REITs? Panoorin mo itong video na to. Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Ang pag-usapan natin ngayon ay tungkol sa REITs o yung Real Estate Investment Trust. Particularly, meron kasi nagtanong sa akin na kaya ba na makakuha ng 50,000 a month na passive income mula sa dividends from REITs? Kasi balak niya dun lang siya magpo-focus na mag-i-invest para sa retirement niya. But before anything else, I hope ay nakasubscribe na kayo sa ating YouTube channel, youtube.com/readytoberichyt, and naka-like and follow sa ating Facebook page na facebook.com/readytoberich. And with that, let's start. First, let's discuss what is a REIT. A REIT or Real Estate Investment Trust is a company that owns or operates income-generating properties such as offices, malls, hotels, and logistics center. So isa siyang company na nasa stock market at ang nasa portfolio niya ay puro real estate properties. And itong mga real estate properties na to, usually meron niyang mga tenant, kaya kumikita ng rental income yung mga properties dun sa loob ng REITs. And ikaw, kung shareholder ka nung REITs na yon or meron kang stock nung REITs na yon, nakaka-earn ka ng dividends from the earnings of the properties. At this is mandatory. Kailangan talaga silang mag-give out ng dividends every quarter or at least once a year. So instead of buying a condo or commercial space yourself, you buy shares of the REIT and earn part of the rental income through dividends. It's one of the simplest ways for Filipinos to invest in real estate and receive passive income without becoming a landlord. Lalo na yung mga properties ngayon, yung mga condo, apartment, napakamahal. Paano kung hindi pa tayo nakakapag-ipon ng ganong kalaking pera para makabili ng actual property natin? So, we can still earn from rental income by investing or by buying shares of REITs. REITs give you property income without the hassles of property ownership. You skip tenants, repairs, and long lock-ins because shares are traded easily on the Philippine Stock Exchange. In the Philippines, and this is important, dividend yields often land between 5 and 7%. So 5 to 7% per annum ang pwede mo makuha na dividend rate. And sometimes it can be higher depending on the year and the status of the real estate industry. Indeed, REITs offer consistent cash flow from large commercial assets you would never be able to buy on your own. Now, our main question is, how do you get 50,000 pesos per month passive income from REITs? At dahil dyan, meron tayong computation. So I hope you can follow. So ano ba yung monthly target natin? Gusto natin 50,000 pesos na passive income per month, which translates to 600,000 pesos per year. Ang sabi natin kanina, 5 to 7% yung annual average dividend yield ng mga REITs sa Pilipinas. And kunin na lang natin yung gitna, 6%. This means if ang dividend yield mo ay 6%, kailangan mo ng principal na 10 million. Kasi yung 6% ng 10 million is 600,000. So 600,000 divided by 12, makakakuha ka ng 50,000 pesos per month. Ngayon, ang tanong is, paano ka makakakuha ng 10 million? Kung meron ka ng 10 million ngayon, wala ka ng problema, pwede mo siyang i-invest ngayon sa REITs and you'll enjoy 50,000 pesos na passive income. Pero kung nagpe-prepare ka for your retirement and magkano yung kailangan kong i-invest ngayon para makuha ko yung 10 million by the time that I retire? So let's just say na kaya mo mag-invest ng 15,000 pesos per month. Tingnan natin kung makukuha mo ba yung target amount. So 15,000 pesos per month, sabihin na natin na 30 years old ka ngayon. So there are still 30 years ahead of you before you retire at 60. And then let's consider yung inflation at 3%. This is the average year-on-year inflation rate sa Pilipinas for the past several years. If you invest 15,000 pesos per month sa isang REIT or several REITs na nagbibigay ng 6% na average dividend yield, you will have 15 million plus na investment value at the age of 60. Ang problem kasi dito, this is 30 years in the future. which means yung current na target principal mo na 10 million, by the time na you retire at the age of 60, dapat meron ka ng 24 million plus plus na principal para yung value ng 50,000 pesos ngayon, maki-carry over siya, ma-adjust siya for inflation 30 years from now. So, magkano yung deficit mo? Meaning, at the age of 60, you have 15 million pero dapat 24 million. So, kulang ka ng 9 million. So, ang tanong ngayon is magkano yung idadagdag mo sa monthly investment mo na 15,000 para makuha mo yung 24 million na target by the age of 60. And this is where Excel really helps. Kasi sa Excel, merong goal seek na feature. So, you just go to goal seek, iset mo yung deficit mo at 0, ibig sabihin equal yung investment value mo at saka yung target principal na inflation adjusted mo by the age of 60. And you try to seek yung goal na yon by changing your monthly investment. So when you do that at pina-auto-compute mo kay Excel, lalabas na kailangan pala you're investing around 24,163 pesos and 53 centavos per month para by the time that you retire at 60, you will exactly have 24 plus plus million na at 6% per annum, it will give you an annual dividend of 1.4 million or you will be receiving 121,000 monthly dividends. Bakit 121,000? Eh di ba sabi natin 50,000? Again, this is already inflation adjusted 30 years into the future. So yung 121,000 pesos per month na marireceive mo na dividends, it's as if meron kang 50,000 pesos per month ngayon. So very important na hindi kinakalimutan yung inflation kasi minsan yan yung na-overlook natin at yan yung medyo lumalayo yung estimate natin sa computation. So, this is our answer. It is possible to receive 50,000 pesos passive income from dividends by investing only in REITs. But if you're 30 years old now at wala ka pa talagang ipon, hindi ka pa talaga nagsa-start, then you would have to invest around 24,000 pesos per month for the next 30 years para pag-retire mo at 60, you will enjoy passive income na worth 121,000 pesos per month moving forward. Now, just to show you yung kung saan ko ba kinuha yung mga REITs natin, gumawa lang ako ng simple na Google search na what is the average annual dividend yield of REITs in the Philippines and tinignan ko na lang yung AI overview. And according to the Google AI overview, 6 to 8% yung range ng mga dividend yield sa Pilipinas. On the other hand, pagdating naman sa inflation, I also did the same. So I asked Google, what is the average year-on-year inflation rate in the Philippines for the past 20 years? And according to the AI overview na sagot ni Google Search, roughly around 3 to 4.5% range. Ako, pinili ko na lang yung 3%, but feel free to do your own computation using a higher inflation rate. And now the question is, ano ba yung mga tips natin and mga magagandang strategies sa pag-i-invest sa REITs? Especially if you want to use it, leverage it as a source of passive income during your retirement. So I have 5 strategies that I want to share with you. The first one is to reinvest early. So yung nakukuha mong dividends, wag mo na siyang pangbili ng gadget, ibalik mo siya dun sa REITs, bumili ka pa ng mas maraming shares. So the most powerful way to grow a REIT portfolio is to reinvest every dividend while you're still in the building phase. Each payout buys you more shares, and those new shares earn their own dividends. Over time, that compounding effect becomes the real engine of your passive income. The earlier you start, the bigger the snowball gets. Tip number 2 is to build a blended REIT basket. Napakarami ng REITs dito sa Pilipinas and I encourage you to at least choose 2 or 3 REITs. I-spread out mo siya. Huwag kang bibili ng isang REIT lang. No single REIT covers everything. Some focus on premium offices, Others lean into logistics, industrial spaces, or township developments. Spreading your money across several REITs reduces the impact of any one sector slowing down. When offices weaken, logistics might grow. That balance keeps your income stream steadier. Strategy number 3, pair REITs with safer assets. Napaka-importante pa rin talaga ng diversification. REITs give good yields, but you don't build a retirement plan on yield alone. Dagdagan nyo siya ng MP2, even yung SSS Pension Booster, government bonds, and pera funds to backstop your REIT holdings. These safer assets smooth out volatility and stabilize your long-term plan. You get growth from REITs, you get protection from the safer instruments. Tip number 4, very important, buy regularly. Peso cost averaging takes the guesswork out of timing the market. You buy small amounts on a schedule. Sometimes prices are high, sometimes prices dip or go down. Over time, it all evens out. This helps you accumulate shares consistently and lowers the stress of trying to predict market moves. Steady buying builds steady wealth. And the last strategy is to watch interest rates. REIT prices react to interest rate movements. When the BSP raises rates, borrowing costs go up. This means the yields on fixed income alternatives rise, and this can put pressure on REIT prices. When rates drop, REITs often become more attractive. Keeping an eye on interest rate trends helps you understand short-term swings and avoid panic moves. Kailangan updated din talaga tayo kung ano ba yung prevailing interest rates sa Pilipinas kasi ma-observe natin na nagre-react yung dividend rate and even yung share prices ng mga REITs na hawak natin. REITs being a stock or an equity na binibili mo sa Philippine Stock Exchange, then by definition, it is a high-risk investment. And it's important to understand ano ba yung mga risk na ina-accept mo when you invest in real estate investment trust. And these are the investment risks that you must respect. Number 1, the property cycle risk. REITs depend on the health of the real estate market. When demand for office, retail, or industrial space weakens, occupancy rates drop. So parang may sarili ka ring office space kapag mahina yung rental trend, lalo na ng pandemic, di ba? Wala masyado nag-oopisina. Then, bababa yung rental income mo, which means pwedeng bumaba yung dividend rate na nare-receive mo from your REITs. Lower occupancy leads to lower rental income. That means dividends can shrink. A slowdown in a specific property segment can ripple through your REIT returns, especially if your portfolio is concentrated in one sector. The second risk is the market price volatility. Even if dividends stay stable, REIT share prices can still move up or down. Economic news, interest rate shifts, or broad market sentiment can push prices lower in the short term. That volatility is normal. Yun yung tatandaan nyo, normal na mag-up and down yung share prices ng REITs ninyo. But of course, it can feel uncomfortable if you're not mentally prepared for it. The key is holding a long-term view and avoiding emotional selling. The third risk that you must accept is the interest rate sensitivity. REITs react to interest rate changes. When rates rise, bonds and fixed income products become more attractive. Investors shift money and prices can dip. Higher interest rates also increase borrowing costs for REITs, which can slow expansion. When rates fall, REIT valuations often improve. Understanding this cycle helps you avoid panic and see the larger picture. Number 4, debt and financial health. Some REITs carry more debt than others. Too much debt becomes a problem when cash flow tightens or interest rates rise. It can pressure dividends and reduce a REIT's ability to acquire new properties. Reviewing a REIT's debt ratios, maturity schedules, and financing costs gives you a clearer sense of long-term stability. So, dapat chinecheck din natin yung financial health ng mga hawak natin na company sa stock market. which is particularly yung mga REITs na hawak natin. Lastly, the risk that you should understand is yung tenant and sector concentration. A REIT that relies on a few big tenants or a single property type carries concentration risk. If one major tenant leaves or if one industry slows down, the whole portfolio takes a hit. That is why tenant mix, contract length, and industry diversification matter. A broad tenant base helps keep dividend payouts more stable across economic cycles. So tingnan nyo, ano ba yung mga properties na meron itong mga REIT na bala kong bilhin, saan yung location niya, ano yung type of customers na meron siya, sino yung mga tenant niya. Make sure na hindi pare-pareho yung REITs na hawak mo. Meron kang REIT na nakafocus sa office spaces, for example, tas isang REIT na nakafocus sa logistics and other manufacturing sector, for example. And meron ka ding REIT na residential properties naman yung focus niya. And so that's the big picture. REITs give Filipinos a simple way to tap into real estate income without buying property. They offer cash flow, liquidity, and accessibility that traditional rentals cannot match. However, you need to learn to reinvest your dividends, diversify across sectors, and keep an eye on interest rates as a way to manage your portfolio. Keep in mind that REITs aren't a magic bullet. They're just one of the many investment vehicles that you can have in your portfolio. Meron tayong mutual funds, mga equity funds, i-consider nyo rin yun for your retirement planning. Remember to pair them with other assets and build consistently. Do that and REITs can become a solid pillar of your retirement plan and a reliable source of passive income for years to come. And that's our video for today. I hope ay marami kayong natutunan. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/readytoberichyt. Hanggang sa susunod ulit nating video. Goodbye, take care, and stay safe.